If you're new to coin collecting, this is always going to be told to you. Learn how a coin is made. Will help you explain the errors. Yeah, so when you start going down this rabbit hole, it's like VCR instructions. Like, stuff is not clear. And I want to try simplifying one, and I'm going to talk about one thing, and this one is going to be called collar errors. These are things like broad struck, partial collars. How does this happen? And I really, really hope this video does not confuse you more. In fact, I hope it kind of simplifies it, or at least gets you in the direction of learning about how some of these things happen. So first thing I want to say about this is, when you're going through this coin press, and I'm going to kind of go into a little bit of detail, but these are spitting out so fast. I mean, like, was that a good impression how fast they spit out? like it's crazy fast. My hands probably can't even move as fast as that, but anyway. So just keep in mind how fast this machine is moving. All right, you're gonna have a few things going on. Let's just say this is in slow motion, pause time of this machine. So you have your upper die, your hammer die, and you have a lower die, anvil die, okay? So we got that? Upper die, hammer die, lower anvil die. So in each one of these has a design on it, okay? So these in this blue, each of them have the design. You have the, the reverse, you have the obverse of the coin. So this is when this gets pressed down, this is the design, okay? To the side of it, you're gonna have a table called the collar. Let me show you a visual of this. The collar, okay? This keeps the coin, the specific coin, in place while the design is pushed down on this side, and behind it, the design is pushed up on that side, right? So this is the collar. This keeps this all intact, so it keeps the size correct, right? When that pressure comes down. So where the errors start happening, like an off center, the coin is just a little bit, when it got pushed into the machine, it just went off just a little bit, right? And so you can have an off center coin, right? Because when the die is pushed down and this is not completely lined correctly, it can press down, and then you'll see, the blank part of the planchet still here when that's pressing down, right? And then that gets spit out. Now a broad struck will happen when it's pressing down on it, right? And this collar has become defected in some way where it's, that metal is actually being pushed over this collar, aka when that comes down, that pressure, so you get the drift of how a broad struck happens, right? Because the collar was not holding in that coin. So here's a visual of, just kind of the process. And then you see the purple is the collar, which we just saw. And then the green is actually the feeder finger where it's pushing it out, like ejecting it out, right? So when that coin is sitting on that collar, right, and it's off-centered, the die is off-centered, the coin is off-centered, and you press down on it because it's only taken a certain percentage, because the blank planchet itself was off-centered, and when the die went down, it only got a small part of it, and then it got ejected out. A broad struck happens. You can read this, how this happens now. So many errors happen right here. So how does this one happen? A brockage. Strike through errors. So something got in there when it was pressing down. And that's how that happens. Uniface coin. So how I just did the dime video for 1962, and I was talking about that. This is how this happens. I know I'm going a little fast, so you're going to just have to pause and just read it. Die cap or finning, this is how this happens. Other things like ridge and rim errors. I think sometimes, I'm such a visual person that I just, having that visual of what the collar is, like when the anvil and the hammer are coming down at the same time, and how does like a partial collar happen? Just having that visual, I feel like it helps me. So I really just honestly hope that it helped you at this point. Have a great day.